I'm going to go ahead and get straight to the point on this. There's no great visuals, no over editing. We're just going to do some practice on harmony. Okay. Known formulas. Known formulas, that's what we work with most of the time when we're doing in-key music, is just a known formula. It could be 1-4-2-5, 1-4-7-3-6-2-5, 1-1-4-5-6, which those four chords are one of the most typical things you hear in rock and pop. In some combo or some Dorian move, like a Dorian 1, Dorian 4, Dorian 3, Dorian 7, Dorian 1. It's just a combo of chords that have been done before. So what we're going to do is take this formula and deal with seventh chains. 4, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Now we're going to deal with all seventh chords. So the sevenths have a tendency to want to resolve downwards, so it makes for a very nice chain with this particular sequence. They tend to want to resolve like that. So here's one way I could do a seventh chain. Alternating sevenths with basic triads, like this. And you could do many different variations on this. Let me do one more. I've done so many of these that have to stop and think about that one. You do have a quite huge supply of how you can do this, but this particular formula is set up very good for seventh chains and the seventh resolution. So we're going to create another one. We're going to take a root third, a seventh, and a fifth and revoice it. And we're just going to move the two notes that need to be moved to create the next chord. One. So if I go move this downwards like this, just in 6, I got fifth, seventh, third, root. Now you got the 4 chord, creating the 7 chord, root, third, seventh, diminished fifth. Moving the 6 shape down, we got the 3 chord, root, fifth, seventh, third, root. Now we got the 6 chord, root, third, seventh, fifth. Now we got the 2 chord, fifth, 7, third, root. Now we got the 5 chord, root, third, 7, fifth. Now we got the 1 chord, fifth, seventh, third, root. And we could keep this pattern going. So I'm going to stop it and write this out for you. Here we go. So seventh chains tend to work out really well with this particular sequence because it's circle of fifth in key root movement. But creating all these different voicing variations, there's a ton of them. So what we got now is now you're back at the beginning. Why bother doing this? Well, it's a new way to voice something, and it's a new way to get your brain to engage the same chords you already know in a different way. So I would actually repeat this process through all 12 keys. Like in F, we got root, third, seventh, fifth, and just repeat the same process. Do it really slow, and make sure you know what each chord is. And you just keep moving this around in different keys till you have it memorized. B flat, I'll do one more do it a little quicker because I would actually suggest doing it slower than I'm doing it. But I have this memorized, so you don't want to limit yourself to one key. So every single harmonic move you learn like this, do it in all 12 roots. So I'd continue on with E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. This is not keyboards. Remember, write everything out too. So what's a practical use? Maybe use it as an intro. So there's practical uses for doing this. You never know when this voicing may be used, these voicings. You might create a cascading arpeggios like this. That would sound very impressive at high speeds. I'm not a keyboard player, so I'm not going to attempt to play it at high speeds. I'll just record it really quick into the sequencer and then play it back. I'll record this really quick into the DAW and you can see how impressive it sounds at high speed. Or a variation. So I'm just trying to give you practical uses of, without going overboard on creating something musical. So here's another thing you could do. You could substitute in 147-365, you could always substitute in secondary dominants in there, and it will always work. For instance, in this, it will end up giving you a bit of chromaticism. You notice the lower thirds are not changing at all. They're diatonic. They will change if you keep going. Just another way to do something. So in the middle voice, we have that area that's kind of chromatic for a second, and the lower part is still diatonic. So you could do interesting things like that if you're into chromaticism. This is not a course on secondary dominants. I do have a course on how to use chromatic harmony. If you're interested, it's in the link below in the description. So take care.